Hey guys, Christian here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on the Supra again. We're gonna modify the exhaust system yet again to make it sound a lot louder. In the previous video, we did install an aftermarket exhaust system by FI, and it was louder than the stock, just not as loud as I want it to be. So we decided to do a follow-up video, swap out the stock downpipe for an aftermarket one from FI as well. And that should really open things up. Don't get me wrong, guys. The exhaust system alone from the cat back is more than enough for most people, especially if you don't want to touch your downpipe. It's just that all my cars that I have at the shop, the M3, the E90, the M5, they're pretty much straight piped, and I'm used to having loud cars. So this is the secret sauce right here. You have 3 different benefits when you install this on your car: power, sound, and weight savings. Not really much to tour here, it's just a downpipe, but I can tell you it's a very nice quality downpipe, and I guess for the price you can't really expect anything less. The welds look pretty. The fitment, I'm sure, is going to be all right. The thing with cheaper options, I know a lot of people say, oh well, why would you need to buy expensive downpipes when you can just buy some cheap eBay ones? As Ali knows, he's had plenty of experience installing cheap downpipes. Fitment is like the #1 thing with those cheap
I thought you were going to say I have experience with eBay.
No, you don't have experience with eBay. I'm just saying. Oh, you do? Okay, well there you go. He has first-hand experience. Fitment is always trash. If you spend a little bit more, you get fitment that's not gonna break your head and stress you the hell out. So anyways, you have this portion right here. So this goes up to the turbo. I don't even know what direction, like this, right? So it goes up to the turbo. So you have the flex section. This is the flex section I was talking about. So this is like, obviously when metal heats up, it tends to expand. So you want to have a little bit of flexibility there. This connects to the rest of the exhaust. Since it is FI, bolted onto FI, fitment should be good, and there shouldn't be any issue here. O2 sensor bongs right here. Very interesting thing inside of right here. We won't talk too much about it, but you shouldn't have a check engine light just because of that, and you don't need a tune. I guess you guys can say I'm milking the content a little bit. I can't tune the DME, and I want a big turbo kit for the car. So my only option right now is either to take the DME out and ship it out to Finland and pay whatever, $1,600 to $1,800, whatever that is, or get a JB4 and just try to run that with a downpipe for now. And then we have an FI exhaust plaque that's welded onto the downpipe itself, number 117. Unlike the system that we had, just the other video that we installed, that thing was like number 180. Obviously, you can buy these separately. This is why this is a different number. So the downpipe, along with the exhaust system that I fitted onto the Supra, the previous video, we do sell both options on our website. And if you're not a big fan of this style of downpipe, we do have the Sell 200 option, also available for a little bit more money. So vehicleofhours.com, links down in the description below. And if you have any questions before making an order, you can always email us, which I'll leave that information in the description, or you can message us on Instagram. By the way, how you control the exhaust system, it's the same way you would control it from factory. You get the sport button here, which opens the valves. And then once you put it in comfort mode, it closes the valves. I guess I'll give you guys a quick sound test before we put the downpipe so you guys can see the difference later on. So I'll put it into sport and I'll go to the back so he can get a sound test. Step number 1, I have no idea what I'm doing. But we have Ali behind the camera, so if I need help, he can help me out. Beauty cover comes off, and then these have to be, I guess, removed from this area and then unplugged, so we don't have to take the O2 sensors off the downpipe. They'll just stay in there so we can drop it all together and then transfer them on to the FI downpipe. Broke it. Oh, dude, don't spill me. Here's the thing. Even though this is Toyota, it's BMW plastic. So I get really scared when there's stuff like that happens. We took one of them off camera. That's a tongue twister. Took one of them off camera. So there's a little portion down here that you have to, I guess you got to push it to the left, you said, right? There you go. This is the part right here. So you get underneath and then you push it over to that side right here, and that releases it. So this was a terrible idea. Showing you guys some exhaust clips right before having to do the install, because now the car's hot. So there's a few ways you can do it. I've seen other people do it various ways. His 340, he took the intake box off so he can reach the V-band clamp that holds the downpipe to the turbo. A little bit hard to see. Or you can leave the intake box and remove all these under panels, and then you can access the bolt. Or we can try to do it the lazy way, stick our hands up here, try to get to the V-band bolt, and then just kind of pry at the V-band clamp at that point, and then drop everything. Well, of course, the exhaust needs to be unbolted as well. almost out. I got this.
I think you need my help.
Interesting how you're struggling just as much as I was. Definitely taking a little bit longer than we thought it would. It's definitely like stuck there. Imagine that. 20 years later for you too. By the way, we came to the backside right here and we also unbolted this hanger just to make it a little bit easier, just so you guys know. You got burnt? 3 bands loose. Beefy. So we just gotta transfer over the O2 sensors, which should be very easy to do, and then also the turbo to downpipe gasket. We're just gonna go ahead and we don't need to replace it. We're just gonna go ahead and reuse it. You hear that? Is that? These are expensive shoes, so let me not go ahead and do that. Again, let the car sit for like 2 or 3 hours before working on exhaust system because this is hot. So it's very important that you know which O2 sensor goes where. Obviously I pulled both of them all at once, but we have the beauty of going back into the camera, looking at the footage to see which one was which. So you want to do it one at a time. The good thing is, since you're doing it while the downpipe is not installed, it's much easier for this not to get tangled up, because normally it gets tangled up and it just becomes a mess. So it's easier to do it this way. And then we have the second one right here, which by the way, they're also different because you can tell this one has like an aluminum metal kind of wire or sleeve on it, and this one doesn't have that. Black and gray. So in the last exhaust video for the Supra, you guys really wanted to hear a cold start, and I didn't really show it to you guys since I don't have the optional remote from MK5, and it's all controlled through the sport button. When you start the cars on the closed position, and you gotta wait for the car to warm up before you're able to activate the sport button, which opens up the valves. So what we'll do is off camera, we'll turn on the car, wait till it warms up, put it on Sport Plus or whatever the sport mode, and then disconnect the valves from the back. That way it remains open so we can show you guys a proper cold start. All right, they're disconnected, so the valve should remain open. All right, here's a proper cold start. Not a cold start. So we weren't able to get it to cold start because now the engine's warm, but it did like this roar at the beginning, which is pretty hot. Tomorrow we'll do some drive-bys, obviously in the same video, guys. Drive-bys, some launches, and we'll take it to the dyno and see if we gain any power compared to the last time we checked, which was when the Supra was completely stock. All right, guys, so it's the next day. It's time to get you guys some exhaust clips. We are inside of the car, 3rd gear. Let's see what it sounds like. Remember, we do get synthetic sound in the cabin of the car. That sounds so good. That sounds too good, actually. Oh, look at that. Check engine light. I wonder what that's for. I'll scan the car later and see if it's because of the downpipe. So badass. Guys, the exhaust sounds absolutely insane. Outside of the car, inside of the car, it doesn't matter. With the valves open, it's game changing completely. I can only imagine how it's gonna sound once we do an intake and we do hopefully an upgraded turbo system. So we're back at Eurocharge to dyno the car. I think the car made 378 horsepower to the wheel and 403 torque. So the goal is to beat that, which is obviously numbers are much higher than what Toyota advertised. So now that we have the downpipe, we don't have a tune, we're gonna see how much power we can gain from that. And of course, we're back with Shane yet again.
It's hot.
It's really hot. So we did 2 pulls. We have 3 different statistics. So when we first dynoed the Supra, when it was stock everything, and then this time around we did 2 pulls with the downpipe and exhaust system. As you guys can see, we made 378 horsepower originally and 403 pound-feet of torque. And then now for the 2 passes, we made 390 and 395. So we're looking at a 10 to 15 horsepower increase, which is without a tune. And then we have torque, which we made slightly less, which kind of makes sense because there's less back pressure because we did remove the original downpipe. So now you guys know, just with the downpipe and an exhaust system, you can make some power. You don't need a tune. The only questionable thing is having that engine light, which I wasn't supposed to receive one, and I kind of did, so I got to scan the car. Today was definitely a fun day. The Supra picked up some power without having to tune in it, and it just sounds absolutely amazing. It just adds to the driving experience. The FI exhaust really made a big difference. We'll probably mess around with tuning the car next time. Not a custom tune just because the ECU is locked on a 2021 Supra, but maybe we'll try a piggyback tune like JB4. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you guys are interested in learning more about the FI exhaust for the Supra, I'll have a link to FI's website down in the description below. And if you guys want to purchase a system for your BMW or Supra, we sell it directly on our website. I will have a link to our website down in the description below as well. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of the new exhaust sound for the Supra. And before you guys leave the video, please hit the like button. It really does help out the channel. And as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.